everyone. Welcome to another episode of our Wine Tact podcast. Joining me here today is our lovely
Jesus
and our gorgeous
Davin.
and of course Daisy, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Daisy still has to introduce herself twice.
Yes, you will forget about me. Don't forget about me.
Girl, you the most unforgettable person on this podcast, girl.
Well, I thought that today we could talk about rejection when initiating sex.
Okay.
How do you
Ooh.
deal with that rejection? How do you start sex
Really?
when you have to start it?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you deal with, like, if you don't get any, whether because your partner has a headache or because they're too tired or whatever the excuse is.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with the frustration?
Ugh.
The sexual frustration. Are you guys afraid of rejection?
Oh, I'm terrified of rejection.
Even though you've been in a relationship for a really long time?
Yeah, and I think it's like because in my last relationship, I tried to initiate so many times that the rejection like killed me every single time. I was like, well, maybe this time I'll get lucky. Nope. Well, maybe in 5 more minutes I'll get lucky. Nope. It was like
Dang.
I'd honestly say as much as I tried to initiate it, probably like 85% of the time I got rejected.
What about, like, what if you're not in the mood, though? Like, and you're trying to get yourself in the mood. Would you have sex with them just to kind of, like, relieve them of
Yeah.
it? Or, because it's really not going to be that enjoyable for you if you're not in the mood, right?
True.
Yeah.
I guess at that point, it's also like trying to care about their feelings. I don't know. That one's hard too.
See, because I usually offer, like, a blowjob. It's like, if I'm not in the mood, like, at least I'll, like, blow.
Yeah. To get to like to also give them because they're obviously sexually frustrated. So you got to give them their release so that there's like just as exactly how you would want it. Just at least please me. If
Yeah.
you don't
I
want to
think
do
it's
it
such a
yourself.
fun line though, because Davina and I went to a comedy show this weekend, right? And it was Cristela Alonso from the Cars 3 movie.
Yeah. I got you.
And she had an opening act, and the guy said, he goes, he was kind of similar to this topic actually. He said, sometimes it's hard to know whether your significant other wants to have sex or not. He goes, my wife sometimes plays hard to get. So the other day we got into bed, and she was already laying down. I went down and I laid next to her, and she said, you know what, not today. Like, not today. I'm not in the mood. I just don't want to do anything today. And he goes, I said, okay. So I turned around and I went to bed, and she said, that's it? Like, you're not gonna, like, that's it? Like, you're not even gonna try? And I said, well, you said nothing today. And she goes, yeah, but I was playing hard to get. And he goes, well, I'm trying to play, not to be a predator. And so it's like that fine line of, like, because sometimes...
Date rape.
Yeah.
Shit, girl. Whoa.
And sometimes I also feel like it's that thing, there are those times where, like, I like to play the hard to get thing. And so, like, with my husband, I'll just be like, like, he'll try to get something started, and I'm like, no, and, like, kind of nudge him off. But I'm doing it on purpose because, at the same time, it almost makes you feel sexy,
Then I'm like, peace.
Like, it does. Like, it kind of makes you be like, oh, and you kind of have that little, like, stop it. Like, oh, stop, babe. And then he just keeps going. And that, for me, turns me on, And...
Seeing I'm so afraid of the rejection part of it, then I'm just like, all right, well, good night.
Yeah, like, I'm so clumsy. I'm just like, I think it's happened only like a handful of times, but it's just like every time they turn you away, it's like, oh dang, like that was, dang, like that hurt.
I think it
I'm
makes
gonna
you
go
feel
get
like
that
it's
tub of ice
you.
cream out of the
Yeah.
freezer.
It's like I didn't even
Make
want
a lo-
it anyways.
I'm gonna make love to that bitch now.
And I don't know. I think it's harder for me because I can't like masturbate properly,
Okay.
and that's a whole
Another
different
story.
set of issues
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah. Well, plus,
Tune
like
in next
women
week.
are harder in general to do that, anyways.
Yeah.
But, and I mean, not I can't, but not for lack of effort. I just can't.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
when it's very rare where I'm like, I'm super horny and I need to get it. But when I am horny and I need to get it in that specific scenario, if I don't, it's very frustrating. It's almost,
Oh yeah.
But I feel like it's different. Like, it's different when... Well, I don't know. I want to get you guys' opinion on this, I guess. Because, let's say, like, if I were single... and I were to go to, like, find a guy and be like, well, I'm gonna have sex with you. That
Okay.
Can, that can also...
Just kidding.
That can also be...
A guy.
These dorks.
Excuse
That can also be kind of like a little... Obviously, where you're like, ooh, that's kind of weird, like, just getting on somebody. But I feel like it's almost different. Because there's been times where, like, with my husband, I'm just like... I'm horny. I'm gonna get it. I'll just jump on.
Well, that's true.
You know what I
My
mean?
husband
Like-
says that that's what he's there for. But one of the many things that he's there for.
And it's just like that's one of those things, or like the opposite. Like there's days where I just like I pull down
We're
the
a hot mess.
Just your personal blow up doll.
Like, pull him out of the closet. Just, there you go. Let's
I
get
mean-
to it.
Honestly, like I can see how people become addicted to
Oh heck yeah.
like to masturbation and porn. Like I could totally see myself.
See, but that's one thing that's actually always bothered me. Like when I'm in a relationship, and it's not, and I had this conversation because I was like, it's one of those things where, and I don't even know how to explain it, but I feel like when I'm in a relationship with somebody, I'm like, I should be the person who pleases you, and you should be the person who pleases me, right? To us, like
What? Like
So-
like pleasing each other?
like
Yeah.
actually like
But that's
like,
it only to that extent. Is the
like
only
to that
thing.
extent, like to me there's a problem if you're in a serious, like if you were in a serious relationship with Nick, and which you're married, and if he were to not have sex with you as often because he was masturbating more, that to me would be a problem. Like that to me, like with like my past relationship,
Or, yeah.
I was just like, why would you choose to masturbate so much when you could just do the real thing with me?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's hear.
So it makes sense, right? But then sometimes you need a little something for you. You know, Like,
Right.
for example, if the sexual appetite is different, right, for everybody. So my husband could potentially have more sexual appetite than I do, and I could say, let's say we fuck once a day. And what if he needs 2 times a day or 3 times a day?
Yeah, yeah,
And I can't provide that for him because,
Gotcha.
it's a workout to get in the mood and then, like, do it. And then, like, we have to there's going to be cuddle time afterwards. So it's, like, a good, like, 3 hours, like, work. Like, we would be in bed all day.
Play Zane.
Unless you're doing, like, quickies and then it's the connection is
But that
different,
usually
right?
happens at like public
Yeah.
restrooms and stuff. So I'm just kidding.
Or when you go home for lunch.
Afternoon delight.
But-
Baby, are you home? I got 30 minutes. Let's make this happen.
But I mean, it's happened. I'm not gonna say that we haven't had quickies, but it's a different
No, every
connection, right?
relationship does. Yeah.
And I may not be able to please the full appetite that he has. So by all means, like if he needs
Or
to
vice versa
release,
in general,
yeah, or
yeah.
vice versa. Like there are women who have like stronger sexual appetites than men. They
Oh
need.
hell yeah.
So
Right, but don't you think it'd be a problem? Like, I agree with that. That's fine, and I agree. Like, you're allowed to have your own me time. But what if that was like it? Like, where he was like, I prefer just masturbating than having sex with
Well,
you,
then
Daisy.
that's no reason to be in a relationship.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, if that were the situation, that's when
if he prefers to
Yeah,
masturbate
like
more
if-
than to
have
have
sex.
sex.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would be a problem for
Well,
me.
then the problem? I mean, then the question becomes: is it like are you not pleasing that person in the way that they want to be pleased?
I don't know. Like that was my question. Like with my last relationship, it was just that.
Do you know what I
Like,
mean?
Yeah.
Because it could be like, I mean, I don't know.
And I
Like,
guess
I
that.
haven't
And I
really
guess,
had like a lot of experience. Like I don't want to be out there like saying like I know all this stuff. I've only had
yeah.
like 2 sexual partners. Yeah.
Me too.
You know, like I'm not crazy. And then the first person I had, like we were really like I didn't know what I
Very
wanted. He didn't
vanilla.
know what I
Yeah.
wanted. It
Right.
was very like, you know.
Very-
That's why
very
you should wait until
vanilla.
after high school to have sex. But
shoot.
you know, it was very experimental, and so sometimes you don't know, right? Whereas with my husband, he kind of knew better than I knew.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
what
you
if?
guys are kind of learning together.
Yeah, so
That
we're
kind of stuff.
learning together. But what if I already had things that I liked, and you or my partner's not doing the way I want it, then I might choose to masturbate because I know how to do it better than you.
Right. See, and I also
But you
feel
know what I
like when it
No,
comes to
yeah, that's
rejection too, I
true.
feel like there's also like once you get into that steady relationship, you know those little things. Like there has to be something, Daisy, that like you do that like Nick automatically knows. Like, okay, she wants it. Like there has to be something.
You mean like put on lingerie?
See, there you go.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Like
But
something,
that's
something
But
simple
that's not
like
really
that.
like it's not really.
I mean, if you,
rousing him, is it?
heck yeah. I mean, like, like
yeah.
if you
Yeah.
think about like your husband just laying down, like
Like if
just
Nick was
watching
just wearing
TV.
a thong, like if my husband was just wearing a thong, like I wouldn't be aroused. Like I'd be like,
Well, that's different. Like for
Cook
I-
me some dinner, bitch. Just kidding.
I just think that's so different though, because like obviously, like let's say he's just sitting around TV, you know, watching TV, laying down on the sofa, and all of a sudden you come in with
Well, it just
nothing,
depends on people's.
with nothing but lingerie. I
Preferences,
feel like he's
though.
gonna be like, oh shit, like come on, like who, like what?
maybe that's
depends
just
on
my
preference.
preferred wear at home.
She's like, this is where sexy
These are my
lingerie
these are my
These
pajamas.
are my pajamas.
all the time. See, but I also feel like there's also like, I feel like there are those little things that you can do that just automatically let somebody know. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, okay, like he wants it. But then that other thing, I don't know. I feel like everybody's at some point in the relationship gonna have a rejection though.
I
You
just
know what
wish
I
I
mean?
was more daring, I guess.
Me too.
But I'm so, even though he's my husband and I know that he loves me, even if he rejects me, it's just, I don't know.
That rejection
it's
still,
kind of
that's
a put
hard.
down. Yeah, it's hard.
I think another thing you just have to instill a trust in your relationship to know that any of that rejection comes, you can still learn from that and make something even better from it, or just learn from those things to try. Like if you want to do something crazy and he doesn't, or whatever, like maybe you can meet in the middle of that and slowly make your way to that crazy thing, or I don't know.
See,
just
but I
know
also-
and get
I-
to learn to each other.
I like that actually, because he's right. Like there are times where like I have gotten that rejection from Naveen, but he didn't know he was rejecting me. And this is kind of like when those subtle clues come in, where it's like,
See? You see this?
it's true. It's like those subtle clues where it's like I was, let's say, you know, we're laying next in bed and I'm like trying to touch him, blah blah. And that night he thought I was trying to cuddle with him. So he was like just like trying to get comfortable enough, like trying to make me comfortable to the point where like he wanted me to cuddle him. And I was like, no, I'm trying to get it on, you know. And then the next day we had that conversation because I mean obviously I was sexually frustrated and I was like, bleh. And so he.
So in that case, do you, this might be a personal question, but do you masturbate after that then? Or
No.
do you just deal
He's
with
completely
it?
anti that.
I don't know why. I don't think that it's that like I'm anti-masturbating, but I feel, and I told Aveen this, like for me, the orgasms are so much better. Like if I don't have sex with him, like let's say we had sex, let's say last night, I will literally not masturbate until we come again together, because that orgasm for me, like it's so hot. Like to me, where I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I've been holding this in this like for so long, and all of a sudden it's just like,
Yeah.
bam.
See, I'm the total opposite of it, though. And I think the only reason is with the last relationship I was in, that was where I found most of the relief from. Because I was like, I was like 17, 18, 19 at that point. And
was
so,
he pleasing you though, or was he
no,
just
I was
pleasing himself?
myself. Yeah, well, I don't want to get into the details of that because I'm bitter, but no, most of the time I was just like, I would have to find it myself and pretty much just please myself. So even now, I find that more, I don't know, like if I try to put the moves on or something, it doesn't happen, which is rare, but like if it doesn't, then I'll just be like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and do it myself.
Do it yourself.
Mhm.
See, because I'm very, like, I guess I'm just so shy about it. I don't know why I'm so shy about it. It's not like he's rude to me or anything like that, you know.
Shy
Yeah,
about
yeah,
what
yeah.
though?
About
The rejection?
The rejection part, yeah, because I don't know how to be subtle and then also be sexy in that way.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll just text him. I'll be like, "Hey, you want to have sex tonight?"
See, and there's nothing wrong with that though.
Like,
my gosh, no.
so
Absolutely nothing wrong with
romantic.
that.
It's just like, let's plan our sexual activity.
There was this thing on the radio that said there was this woman that they had these two little birds sitting on a shelf, and when she would turn the two birds in, the husband would know that she was in the mood for sex that night. And so if he would come home, the first thing that he would see were those two birds turned in, and they'd be like, okay, so tonight I could put the moves on. If they were still turned out, he'd be like, okay. That was just weird, but I'm just saying, like, everybody has their own little ways of being like, if you want to straight up and say, I'm going to have sex tonight, do it.
I agree.
Well, we used to have that. Well, not specifically the birds, but we used to have this candle, and we used to like light. Whenever I light it, it was like the indication that
Yeah.
like
Oh, heck yeah.
we needed something tonight.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. Like in our once we have our new home, it just doesn't seem.
Yeah, and I feel like because
Lots
also
routine
when
or
you're...
something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And like I said, like for me, it's just like I feel like there's nothing wrong with just being like, I'm horny. Like, let's do it.
Hey, but I want to be more like romantic.
Romantic,
I just
yeah,
want
yeah.
thank you like this.
See, but I feel like you have See, but I feel like
I would.
You know?
everybody
Like,
has those times.
like
Everybody
that-
has.
You know, like you just like want to go and like grab his crotch and like just like, come on, baby, let's get out the beeline into the bedroom.
Put on some Shakira. Let's do this.
See, but what prevents you from that though? Like that's something
The
that
fear of rejection.
Yeah.
What if you were like,
What if I'm, like,
I'm gonna
catching
grab
him,
you, and
like,
he's like,
grabbing
bitch,
his
let
junk
me
and
go.
he's like, what? Yeah, like slaps my hand or something. I don't know. Like he probably would never. But
Oh yeah, probably like, okay,
but
let's
in my head,
take
I'm
a
like,
step back.
yeah.
See, but I don't know. I feel like they're especially ones
I
like.
thought I could see if I grab his butt and he's like, "Ay, I gotta go take a shit." I don't know. You know, like I just these are the things that I run in
That
my
runs
head.
through your mind. Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah. Oh,
See,
hell
but
yeah.
I also feel like there's those little things, and I think you got to think about it in the opposite way. Like in the opposite way, where like, would you want him to just randomly come up to you one day and just
Grab
spank
my
you?
pussy.
Yeah.
Shit, Donald Trump up in this bitch.
whoa!
Girl,
Grab my pussy.
I didn't know you lived in the White House, girl.
Ask permission. Consent is important.
See, but for me, it's like those things. If I think it would
This
be
is my
hot-
favorite. Oh my god. Okay, go ahead.
If I think it would be hot for that being to do it to me, I think it's perfectly fine for me to do it to him. You know what I mean? Like there are days where like I literally like will just do something that he's just kind of like taken a shock by it, but I'm just like I can just tell that it like turned him on. Like you can just tell. The same thing with like your husband. I feel like especially in a relationship like that, you should have the ability and feel free. Like right now, I feel like your 20s are your prime. If you think about it, you are probably not going to be going up and spanking him like that and being like, bang me up against the wall when you're 70 or 80.
80, that's my fucking hip, bro.
You know what I mean?
You
But I
can't
feel
bang me
like-
up against the wall like that.
I feel like it's this time and like these years where you just need to be adventurous and just get everything that you want to do out of the way.
They're like, how'd you break your hip?
Well, you
Bang me
see.
up against the wall.
but I guess I don't know. I guess the thing is something like a little more realistic, right? Like if he's watching TV or something, I wish I had the confidence
To just do that.
go up there and like just start unzipping his bucket and just giving him like a blowjob, and he'd be okay with that. And he probably would. Like I don't know, but the things that run through my head is like, well, ¿qué tal que si no se bañó? What if he just doesn't want to? What if he's tired? What if he's really into his show?
It doesn't matter.
Well, no. I
What
think-
if
no,
he
I get
says,
that.
not right now, and then I'm just gonna be like, well, thank you for ruining my sexy moment. Like,
Yeah. See, and I think those are the things where you have to, like I said, trust your relationship and just try it then, and maybe you'll find out whether or not that's something
that you
that
can
you
do.
that you can do, or maybe be like next time, wait until the credits are showing and then try it.
Wait for the important part to pass, please. I don't know. I just feel like you just have to have that. Like, like in my relationship, there's days. I will be honest. There are days where I've done that, no problem. Or like literally, like I will come home and he's just sitting watching TV, and there have been days where I literally pull his pants down and start going at it. And for me,
But then
it's just
there's
like
also been days where it's like that happens, and I'm like, nope, I don't want that right now. Don't do that.
And it's just like, and then there's like that boundary where like sometimes, like I said, he'll be like no, and I take that as rejection, and then I'll just kind of, and I'm a very shut off person, so if I ever get rejected, I'm just like I shut off, and like and he
See,
knows.
that's what she's talking about.
And he
that's
knows.
what I'm talking about.
But it's
That's
just
what the
like,
hardest part
but then
of it
there's
is.
also those times where I feel like you just gotta say, all right, well, not right, like, cause like there's times when like that happens, and he'll be like, not right now, and I'll be like, hey, well then you're getting it later. You know what I mean? Like it's just those things where it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe not right now, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, because I don't know. Because once he says no, then I'm just stuck with that
No.
feeling, with that no.
Mhm.
And then what do I do?
I don't know.
Because
That's
I
a hard one.
can't. Because I can't go masturbate.
You could lean up against the washing machine.
I could lean up. Could put on
Daisy, what are you doing?
50 Shades of Grey. Pop that shit in.
Nothing.
Get some
I'm washing
wine.
I'm washing my clothes, baby. That's it.
Here we go.
Leslie, if you're listening to this, sorry, girl. I know you're bright red.
She's like, oh gosh, guys.
But I think that's important, right? I mean, it's important. to not deny yourself that kind of thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like it's also just that trust. Like I agree with that. You just have to have that trust in your significant other and just be like, hey, and be adventurous. Oh my gosh, I feel like you just have to be adventurous, especially right now. Like I said earlier, like these are your 20s. This is your prime. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
do
I know that he
everything.
loves you just as much as you love him, and like if you were to try to come up to you and do that thing, and you were to say, no, not right now, you know inside you still would want him to try again, either later or the next day. That same, like, you know that feeling inside, and he's gonna have the same feeling because you guys are married and you guys are the only people that you guys are gonna have sex with ever again. So, like, obviously there's that.
Ever again.
Wait, what? What's happening?
Forever.
Let me find out you're gonna have a fishbowl party, girl. One day I gotta drop my keys in that bowl.
Goodness, no.
Don't invite me to that house party, girl.
It just sounded very doomsday. Ever again.
But yeah,
Oh.
no, I wouldn't keep. I would definitely be outgoing. Just be honest.
It's hard though. I get where you're coming from because
And
I'm in the
there's
same boat as you.
And I feel like there's nothing wrong, like, with, like you said, just being blunt about it and be like, so we doing it tonight. And just being
It
upfront
kind of
with it.
says, see, I like that because I feel like it kind of sets your mood, you know? And it kind of does that thing where you don't masturbate and then you have this big thing and then it happens and it's wonderful, right? It does the climax to that moment, right?
And you have something to look forward to.
Yes. But then at the same time, I'm like, how unsexy and unflattering is that
That's true.
shit?
Where you have to plan it.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like I say, yeah, plan it sometimes and let it be spontaneous other times, you know?
Mm-hmm. Everybody has those moments.
And it's going to be hard, but you just got to push past those walls because you guys are married, so.
And I feel like you almost have to, like, not take it, I don't even know how to say it. You can't take it so personal when you're married to somebody. Like, if you were to go up to a random stranger and be like, hey, and he was like, no, I feel like that rejection would almost be harder than your husband just looking at you and telling you, you know what, not right now, Daisy, like, maybe later. I feel like that still hurts, but I'm like, whatever. Like,
Not
he's
as much
like-
because you chose to marry me, mother.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's like he's your husband. You know, regardless of whether you're freaking 2,000 pounds or whether you're skinny
Ay, Dios mío.
AF or anything like that. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, he still loves you and he still desires you and craves you. And I feel like that's a different type of rejection where it's like, it's more of he's just not in the mood at that time rather than like, I don't want you. Like, I don't find you sexy sort of thing. Does that make sense? So I feel like you can, like, every time that you get rejected and from now on, I feel like also kind of take it in that way where it's like, if it's your, especially if it's your significant other, you know what I mean?
I think I have to be more overt with my signals because sometimes I feel like I'm giving him signals and he doesn't respond. So then I'm like, okay, well, babe, do you wanna have sex, babe?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, that's what you're trying to do, yeah.
And
You
maybe
know?
and maybe let it be known. Oh, like I didn't finish my story earlier. Like there are times where like I get rejected and Naveen doesn't know that he rejected me. So be and that's kind of where I was going. You have to let that be known. You know what I mean? Like when you're throwing those hints out and he's not picking up. Like there are times where I've done that and I just say like, hello, like look what I'm wearing, or hey, hello.
I got
like,
a new haircut.
yeah, you know, whatever it is, like whatever
For
you're.
my happy trail.
Whatever.
I say I shaved my butt crack. Or your hairy nipples like the last podcast.
Daisy. You know what I mean? Like you have to.
She doesn't have hairy nipples. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen them. But I'm assuming.
Nick's gonna be like, wait, what? Yeah, but no. I think you have to let it be
I
known
don't have
too.
hairy nipples.
Just to clarify.
Just to clarify.
I'm the one with the hairy nipples.
No, but seriously though, I think that's another really important thing. Like those signals that you have, point them out. That way it's like, she's doing it. You know what I mean? And the next time that it happens, he's like, hey, all right, she wants it.
You did turn on the washing machine.
Nico comes home and she's like,
like-
hey, baby. She's up against the washing machine like, yep, she wants it. Oh, my goodness.
Alrighty then. We took a peek into that household.
Yes. Okay, but going off of last week, we're going to go ahead and do our trivia on our most important people to us. So,
Wait, what?
who wants to go first? Are we doing Shakira or Adele?
Oh shit.
I hope you guys got your studying.
Oh, I'm already ready, girl.
Oh, I'm
I know
ready.
everything about Adele.
All right, here we go.
Well, not
I'm gonna-
everything, but whatever.
I'm gonna be
Like, I don't know her favorite color.
asking the questions. You each get five questions. Whoever gets the most answers right wins.
Okay.
All right. Shakira. We're gonna start with Shakira and then do an Adele. Shakira is the youngest of how many siblings?
Ay, puta madre. I don't know. She's the only important one.
Take a guess. Take a wild
3.
guess. 3. She's the youngest of 8 children.
Damn, girl made that big. Wow.
Yes. Okay, we ready for Adele?
Yeah.
All right. So, who were some of the when she was a young lad? Who inspired her? There's one person that she
Etta
always
James.
says. No.
That was one of her favorite singers, though. Oh, like, who inspired her? How? What do you mean?
Like, who inspired her as a child?
Oh, the Spice Girls.
Yes. Okay, 1 point
Hey.
for Davin. Okay, we're gonna go back to Shakira. So it's 1-1. All
It's
right.
not 1-1, it's 1-0.
Oh,
Girl,
1-0. Sorry.
Oh, pues.
Shakira recorded her first album when she was only how old?
Oh, she was really young. She was like in her teens. I think she was like 13 or something like that.
13.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay. How many Grammys did Adele win in 2012?
Was that this last one that just passed? Or 5?
Is that your final
Wait.
answer?
Was one the one that just passed?
No,
The one
that's
that
6
just
years
passed
ago.
was-
2012.
6.
6.
Yeah.
Ooh, 2-1. Okay.
Oh, don't ask me about Grammys. I don't even follow those shows.
Okay, let's see. She is fluent in what languages? Shakira.
Oh, she speaks Portuguese, she
Okay.
speaks Spanish, and she speaks, of course, English.
Okay.
And she has another language that she speaks.
There's 2 more that she speaks.
Um,
Dun, 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 dun,
Uno es
dun,
con
I think in the
Well-
wrong one.
Oh, yes, that's the one.
I don't know.
I bet French is one, right?
Nope.
No.
Oh, wow.
They're like, no. Uno es como arábico.
Mandarin.
No.
That's one, so I'll give that just because you
Yeah.
said it. Arabic.
It's,
And then she has one more.
because she when she did the belly dances and stuff, she she spoke in English. She spoke
Arabic.
No. Oh,
Mm.
Arabic. Sorry.
in Arabic.
There's one more.
Okay, so I'm winning.
And
Think of pizza.
Italian.
Italian. Yes.
I'll give it to you, girl, because I'm still winning. Hey.
All right. Adele wrote her debut song, Hometown Glory, at what age?
Oh, like if I know, I bet you she was what was she was 19 when she wrote 19, so she had to be like 17.
16.
Ah, dang it.
Okay.
16.
So we're tied.
Yeah.
The fuck these people are doing at 16.
She went to the Brit School of Arts though, so that girl was already in her life together.
If Shakira was not a singer, she would like to be. There's 2 things that she said that she would like to be. What would those be?
Belly dancer.
No.
I don't know what she'd want to be.
An astronomer or
Oh,
a
wow.
psychologist?
Oh, your girl's smart.
She is.
She's
She,
even
she has
sexier
a
than I
degree in
thought.
Harvard.
Oh wow.
Did she really?
Yeah. See,
What?
why did you ask me shit that I know? Like, yeah, she actually finished it like not that long ago, like maybe 3-4 years ago.
Did she do that 2-week stint like Tyra Banks did though,
No,
or she do
was
actual
going
school?
there. She was going to the classes, and like they even had pictures of her like in the wigs and shit because she was going to
gosh.
the campus.
Oh wow.
That's awesome. Is this the last question? Is this 5?
No, this is 4.
This is 4?
Maybe.
Okay. She and her
Okay.
partner...
No, this is my 4th, and then it'll be 5. Hers 5, and then my 5
Okay.
after. So this is my
She and
4th
her
question.
partner Simon, Adele, welcomed their first child named
Angela?
in what month and year?
I don't freaking know. I don't care about her son. I care about her. I don't even have a... Let's see. So she was pregnant.
Well, month and year. That's
She was pregnant in 2012, so
I
she had to
can't
have it in
even remember, like, my
2013.
sister's kids.
That's what I'm saying. Like, really, though. Well, she was pregnant in 2012 at the Grammy, so she had to go in 2013. So he was born in 2013, right?
No.
Oh, shit. Never mind. So I don't care. I don't know about you, Angela.
October 2012.
Oh, see, I was around the same thing, though. I knew she was pregnant at the Grammys in 2012, though.
Alrighty, let's see if Daisy gets this one.
So we're tied still.
Shakira's
I think.
favorite flowers are... There's 2.
Give her something she'd know. I If you would ask me about a day, I'd be like, I don't fucking know. A daisy
Oh,
or
see,
what?
now you'll know.
What's a daisy?
I could tell you her birthday's February 2nd. And
That was
because-
not the question,
His
okay?
birthday is also February 2nd, and they have their symbol of dolphins as their symbol in their marriage. And their first year, their first anniversary, they had this cake, and it was like a dolphin cake, and there was 2 dolphins kissing, and one had blue eyes and one had brown eyes. And it's because one was him and one was her. So like, there you go.
So great way of avoiding the question.
So,
But what was
flower?
Shakira's favorite flower?
I don't know.
A sunflower and a daisy.
Ah,
Yeah, that's why you're
hey.
the biggest fan.
All right, let's see. Name 2 classmates that Adele went to.
Jessie J and Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Hey, girl, huh?
All right, so it looks like Davin won by 1 point, I think.
I know my girl better than you know yours. What up?
No.
But we're excited. Okay, so takeaway for the week, advice.
Wait, are we hitting the contest?
The contest
Ooh, yes.
will be, well, by the time that we finish the contest, this podcast will be posted after, right?
Yes, but we'll actually do a short short video on the actual Valentine's Day where we'll pick the winner. So it'll
you
be
guys
a
will
really
already know
short
the
video.
winner by the time this podcast comes out. Right?
Will they?
Yeah,
Yes,
it was
we
done.
will.
posted one on one. Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
true.
this gets posted on Friday, and the contest ends on
in 2
Wednesday.
days. So by this time, you guys already know who the winner is. So congratulations!
Yay!
Yay,
woohoo!
yeah.
Thank you for everybody who joined and liked our page, shared with their friends, and did everything that they could. So
And hopefully
Yes.
we get another contest soon.
yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for participating. The photos were hilarious.
I know, I love them. And some of them were so
I
cute.
loved it. Some of you
Yes.
guys are so. Man, you guys look good.
I don't know, I wish my relationship looked as good as yours, Brenda and Romero.
Seriously, my favorite too was Stefania's.
The sticky figure.
Oh,
The stick figure.
And then you, I like the way he puts his arm around you.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. Keep listening. I know that
Ooh.
we're gonna have some more giveaways. And
We should
some
do one
more-
for March, and then because that's when St. Patrick's Day is, right?
Yeah, we can do like a lucky
So that
13
you
or
can
something.
come and drink with us that day.
Hey.
Mimosas. I mean, you'll pay it. You'll pay for it, but we'll go with you.
The prize is you get to take us out to eat.
There you go.
Exactly. What a prize.
And get us drunk. So.
You know how funny we are, so.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and definitely keep on the lookout for future giveaways.
Yeah, and we gotta do our advice for the week.
Yes.
What is
So what's
your
your advice for the week?
Oh yeah, go ahead, go first, because
I don't
I
have
had
one.
something. No.
See, because you steal our shit.
Hey,
so you
hey,
go first.
hey.
Yeah, you steal our
You
shit
go
all the time.
first.
You're always like, well, I'm on the same page as Daisy. I'm just gonna say exactly what she said.
Ah, y'all are feisty up in here. My advice for the week would be to take time, like a little time. I did this recently with one of my cousin Samantha, a girl. I hadn't spoken to her since our wedding back in October, and I was like October, November, December, January, February. I was like, Nick, it's been 4 months and I haven't seen her. So on one of my lunch breaks at work, I actually drove to her work and just bought her a little smoothie and was like, hey girl, like I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while. I kept telling Davina, I was like, I feel like she's mad at me or something. Like we haven't spoken, and I told her that day, I was like, gosh, I feel like you're mad at me. She's like, no, I think, we're both just busy and we just reconnected, and I think it's important to take that time, especially when you have those really close friends or those really close relatives. Just take a little bit of time out of your day and just let them know what, obviously, like, you don't have to drive to see them or anything like that, but even just a simple text message, just letting them know, hey, I'm thinking about you, thank you, or I miss you, I love you, whatever it is, let's hang out, schedule something. So, and I was surprised to find out that she's doing amazing, and it's just inspiring to see everything that she's doing.
So yeah, like going off of what Jesus said, I just take a minute out of your day to just text somebody, and I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, wait a minute. I was like,
No.
wait, that's a Jesus thing right there.
No, mine is to when you wake up in the morning, even if you're having a really bad day. One thing I've found that's been working for me in this new year is positive affirmations for myself. Like I'll wake up and even though I'm exhausted, and sometimes I'll sit on the edge of the bed and I'll just be like, I'm just so happy that I have a good job. You're gonna have a great day today. You're gonna go in and you're gonna listen to your favorite morning show and you're gonna listen to music and you're just gonna make this day the best day that you can make it. And so even when you're ready to have, like when you're having those bad days, just give yourself some positive affirmations to get yourself through the day, and really take a look back and realize how fortunate you are to be living the life that you're living, because some people don't get the opportunities that we do sometimes.
And one thing I want to say about that, actually, because I'm going to kind of piggyback off of you.
Oh
so,
my God.
Daisy.
I'm
well.
Yeah, it's a good thing he went first, or else he would have sold my whole thing all over again.
No, it's really cool to kind of have those close friends, because I actually, affirmations, the first person that ever told me about that was Daisy. Daisy, I was having a hard time.
And Daisy is very good at that too.
I was having a hard time dealing with work, and just, everything was just kind of crazy at the time. And Daisy was the one who actually told me, like, affirmations. And from there, I actually told Evie, you know what Daisy said? I said, Daisy said, affirmation, blah, blah. And now to hear him that it's working on, working for him and coming from me, who it came from Daisy, like, sometimes the things that you hear, like, even this advice and everything like that, just piggybacks, and it really can help somebody.
And the one thing I want to even just praise Daisy for, just in general, like I just said it, but like sometimes I'll text her like complaining, or Snapchat her complaining about something, and she'll be like, you know what, just look at the positive thing in your life. This part might be shitty, but like at least you have this positive thing, and that's one thing I love talking to you for, because you always give me that positive edge.
Hey. All right, you're a girl. Go
ahead and piggyback off of what Susanna
Piggyback off of what we said, okay? Por favor. Let us know how amazing we are now.
No.
Please
They
stop.
are amazing, though.
Stop.
They are amazing. I do text you guys all the time when I'm down. But I think for me, my advice for the week is don't take everything so personal. Don't try to find meaning in everything. You don't have to have the greatest job to have a job. You don't have to have the greatest coworkers to have a good job. You don't have to have the greatest family members or the greatest communications, or not everything in your life has to have this in-depth meaning. Some of the things in your life will have to be a little, mediocre, or so that you can have true value in the other areas. And I think that sometimes I myself get caught up in saying like, oh, I don't have a great home yet, like my pictures aren't up, and everything starts to like kind of like get at you, like the little things
overshadow
and you forget that you thank God you have a home, thank God you have somewhere to sleep in, like you have pictures of your families. Not everything has to be super meaningful. Sometimes there's gotta be that gray area so the color can pop.
Oh hell yeah.
Definitely.
I love that.
I do love that as well.
So,
I love it.
Okay.
So don't be sad if you're not a superstar yet at the young age of 27.
Hey, that is still young, girl.
That is still very young.
Very young.
But thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you learned a few things, either whether it's masturbation or whether it's to live your day to the fullest.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you next time.
Yes, and congratulations again to the winner of our contest.
Yes, our mystery winner.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, because I know y'all be having plans this weekend.
Hey, because who has Valentine's Day on a Wednesday? I got work the next morning.
Exactly. You can't have candle dinner and sex on a Wednesday.
And get drunk at the same time. All right.
But you can do that on Sunday.
Sunday?
And
Saturday.
Call in on Monday.
Oh, I would say Friday, and then you have the week to recuperate. Well, y'all know what I'll be doing on Friday. When this posts.
Leaning up against a washing machine. All right.